Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, Friday, August 19th, 2016. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis is inviting building contractors to bid on the proposed Gingerland Secondary School expansion in Gingerland, Nevis. The works include, but are not limited to, the construction of 3 classrooms and a corridor area. The structure will be constructed from blocks with a roof comprising of concrete, timber, and galvanized. The works also include painting, tiling, and electrical works. Bid or tender documents can be collected from the project coordinator at the Basic Needs Trust Fund (BNTF) office at the GMBC building on Government Road, Charlestown. Payment of a non-refundable tender deposit of EC $250 is required upon collection of tender document packages. Bidders' qualification information only must be simultaneously submitted by email to procurement@caribbank.org. All bids must be accompanied by a bid security of the equivalent of 1,000 EC dollars. The deadline for submission of tenders is 2 p.m. on Wednesday, September 7th, 2016. Tenders will be opened immediately after this deadline. This sub-project is funded by the Government of St. Kitts and Nevis and the Caribbean Development Bank as part of the Basic Needs Trust Fund project. CDB BNTF procurement rules will be applied to this tender. More information can be obtained by calling 469-7214 or 469-5521 extension 2107, fax 469-0173, or email nevbn@sisterisles.kn. A tropical wave located about 300 miles southwest of Cape Verde Islands is producing widespread cloudiness and disorganized shower activity as it heads towards the Caribbean. According to the U.S. National Hurricane Center in Miami, environmental conditions are expected to be conducive for gradual development of this disturbance over the next several days, while the system moves westward at about 15 miles per hour with a 20% chance of a tropical cyclone forming during the next 5 days. A second tropical wave is forecast to move off the coast of Africa on Saturday. Slow development of this system is possible while the wave moves generally westward through a marginally favorable environment, also with a 20% chance of a tropical cyclone forming during the next 5 days. Meantime, with August to October being what is usually the most active period of the Atlantic hurricane season, the Nevis Disaster Management Department is advising residents to take precautions in the event of an approaching weather system. Rohan Isles is the Public Education, Information and Training Officer at the Nevis Disaster Management Department.
For your own safety, at this point in time, every household should have a family emergency kit. We strongly advise it is not something you have to buy per se, it's something you put together. And it is in your best interest, it is your first response in any event that you are somewhat affected by a tropical storm or hurricane. So we're talking a knapsack, a bag that contains food items, and we're talking non-perishables, canned foods. You need a can opener, of course. You need water, and depending on the number of individuals in your household, we tend to say those, I think they're the 5-liter bottles, one to a grown person, and so you know how to allocate that water. Your personal documents, we ask that you double seal them. You seal them in a Glad wrap plastic and you tape that, and then you secure them in another plastic to ensure that those documents are safe. If you have prescribed medication, you need those in your knapsacks as well. Plasters and those things. Just in any event that you have minor cuts and scrapes, you want to be able to take care of yourselves until first responders can get to you.
Forecasters are predicting some 12 named storms for this season, 5 of which may become hurricanes, 3 of which may be major hurricanes of at least Category 3.
We advocate that if you have overhanging trees and limbs close to your houses, that you trim them. You want to get those out of the way. You want nothing to be banging on your house or anything to be helping to destroy your structure. So you trim those. We advise you to listen to your radios for updates. Please know your emergency numbers, your nearest police station. If there's any other information that you require, if you require particular presentation and information, you can call us at the Nevis Disaster Management, and we would sure to come and make those presentations and provide the information that you require.
Rohan Isles, Public Education, Information and Training Officer at the Nevis Disaster Management Department. Still to come.
And if what you're doing now, in whatever capacity you can, doesn't speak to our issues, Rastafari have to seriously consider what they do when it comes to election time.
The details after this break.
Welcome to Nevis.
It's easy to believe that all Caribbean islands are the same until you visit Nevis.
Nevis is the Caribbean of a bygone era.
You will enjoy a most intimate vacation on Nevis. You're only a stranger here once.
We offer exclusive and barefoot luxury stays.
With only 400 hotel rooms, our island may be exclusive,
but the warm, genuine and friendly welcome is just everywhere.
We look forward to meeting you.
Visit nevisisland.com.
Welcome back. As Culturama 42 has come to a close, Chair of the Central Committee, Deborah Tyrrell, has stated in an interview with the Department of Information what she would like to see in upcoming Culturama festivals.
I'd like to see more of the theme of emancipation back into Culturama. I think we have an opportunity to have an event that isn't like other people. I don't think there's any benefit in us having an event like everybody else. So I think we need to find ways to keep and make Culturama a unique niche festival. Culturama, to me, from what I understand of the birth of Culturama, it was to grow talent so that we don't lose our history, we don't lose our culture. And I think we need to find ways within our community to address that. And I know people have mentioned things like a public postmortem that they want to do. But I think we have to figure out how to have, whether it be community-based events, school-based events, monthly activities, something that we can build on so that when Culturama comes, you have talent.
Tyrrell also applauded past and present committee members and implored persons who are interested in being a part of the committee to sign up.
There are people who are turning over this year who are saying, you know, Deborah, I'm done. And there are people who have been saying, I want to be on the committee, or we need new blood on the committee. And I think, as with all cases, submit a written letter to the Secretariat, letting them know the area that you're interested in coming on to the committee with. Let them know why you want to be on the committee, what you think you can bring to the festival. And at the end of the day, it is about the dynamics of also being able to pull together as a team for something bigger than ourselves, because Culturama is bigger than all of its individual components.
Meantime, the winners of the Culturama 42 competitions and the general public are reminded that the prize giving and closing ceremony for Culturama 42 will take place tomorrow, Saturday, August 20th, 2016 at 7 p.m. at the Cultural Village.
The actual prize giving ceremony will be preceded by a very brief ceremony where we'll have brief remarks by the Minister of Culture, the Honourable Mark Brantley. We will also have remarks from Platinum sponsor Flo. And then we will get into the distribution of the prizes to the participants and winners from Culturama 42. Following the prize-giving ceremony, musical entertainment will be provided at the Cultural Village by the Small Axe Band out of St. Kitts. So I want to use this opportunity to invite all of the revelers from Culturama 42 to come for one last taste of Culturama at the Cultural Village tomorrow night with the Small Axe Band, and they will be playing right down until 2 a.m.
As the Organization of Rastafari in Unity prepares to host its 5th annual protest rally against all discrimination, the organization says one of its duties is to deal with the socio-economic, political and educational issues in the society. Speaking to us yesterday, member Delroy Ras Iroy Pinney said as part of tomorrow's rally, the organization will be asking persons to sign what it has called its herb petition.
Our constitution gives I and I the right as a Rastafari to the use of the whole herb as part of our sacrament. And with the so-called Jug Act, as it is called by short, that actually violates our right to practice our religion freely, which is our constitutional right. We have done some polls, and we've come up with about a 75% of the people who say yes. Our petition, we have well over 1,000, and I know over the weekend we're going to have a lot more signatures.
According to Ras Iroy, although the rally is held annually throughout the year, the Organization of Rastafari in Unity engages the public in other activities, which advocate for the legalization of marijuana and focus on its benefits and uses.
We have been going around to the various communities in St. Kitts and in Nevis with our PA system or audiovisual presentations. We show a documentary, we engage the youths. We go sometimes to the village bars and we set up right there and we engage the youths and hear what they have to say. Elders as well. Older people in the community would have come out and share their views.
The rally will include what the organization has called a protest march through Charlestown.
We are targeting our politicians. We are targeting our representatives, our parliamentarians, our governments. And if your manifesto doesn't speak to the herb, and if what you're doing now, in whatever capacity you can, doesn't speak to our issues, Rastafari have to seriously consider what they do when it comes to election time. We have had our lawyers write to the Attorney General stating our case as it relates to violation of our constitutional rights and as it relates to the other uses of the herb. We need to get to the table and sit down. They need to always what is it that we have to bring to the table in response to, in relation to the herb.
The Organization of Rastafari in Unity comprises of Rastafari houses, organizations and individuals here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And that brings us to the end of tonight's presentation of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing. Good night.
This one is going out to the land of my birth, Queen City, Nevis.
Truly, one of the few places that has an untouched beauty that has captivated the hearts of many. Nevis is everything you imagine.